Welcome back to Gardening Artfully. Kathy Arbor here, and I thought I would just take you on a little tour. It is July 7th, I believe, 22, and everything's looking great. I don't think I have a video of anything after June in my past videos, so I thought you might want to see what blooms after that. So try and move as slow as I can here so you can see everything. Right now we have a lot of delphiniums, that's that there, and different daisies. I do leave my alliums with the seed heads on them. I think they're really attractive. There's some clematis on the fence there, starting to bloom. Another, that's a delphinium there. These are fairly old delphiniums. They're probably 6-7 years old. So I really should divide them. They're not as tall as they, well, not tall, but the flowers a little bit on the short side. And I think that's because they're too compact, but they are gorgeous. And the fox tail lilies are almost over with. They were really pretty. They're such a pretty peachy color. Let me see them. They lasted quite a while. And we have, these are red hot pokers, but they're not. They're just the yellow ones. And I have some bee balm back there. In the back there is geranium, Roseanne, and lots of yarrow. Yarrow lasts for months. So if you want something to have color, pick some yarrow. You can get it in different colors too. I like the yellow though. There's more daisies. I have a selection of daisies. These are Becky. And I have shorter ones that are called May. And I can't remember the other one. There's another one that's short. And they're more compact. They don't fall over. So aren't those awesome seed heads? Some people, I have sprayed painted them in the past. I may do that again. I still have to take the bottom leaves off. I have a lot of day lilies to come up and bloom yet too. All the purpley blue there, that's another geranium, the Roseanne geranium, growing up in the magnolia tree there. That's a pavement rose. Blooms pretty much the whole summer. It's great. Grasses, my sad climber rose. It got killed down to the ground, but it's coming back, so I'll give it a chance. Grasses always do really well here. Couldn't tell you what the name are of these though. Still lots of weeding to do. There's some daylilies almost ready to come out. They're the red ones. I'll show you those when they're out. We have had some really dry weather here. This is a delphinium that I grew from seed, and I transplanted it in the spring. So it's not as big as what it typically would be. But next year it'll be awesome. I'll swing you over here. This is the very back of my property. This is my hosta, I guess you could say, bed. I divided praying hands. I got like 3 bunches out of it. That one's Empress Wu. It's huge. And that one's T-Rex. Very similar, a little bit more puckered. I don't know what the name of that one is. I gotta do some weeding in here, of course. Always weeding to do. That's my compost area for all the bits and pieces from the garden. Now, this is a mess. These are little bits of plants that I separated, but I didn't know what to do, so I just put them in pots. Those tomato plants here are coming up from seed from last year, so I just left them. But there is bindweed in here, as you can see, so I didn't bother planting anything in there because I'm going to spray it. It's almost impossible to get rid of bindweed unless you spray it. Some smoke bushes at the back there. That's my property line. I love smoke bush. And my delphiniums, these are the seedlings. So this is typically the size they would be, but I transplanted those other ones. But aren't they gorgeous? So that's a beautiful one. They're all different. So it's got a little bit of blue on the edges. I don't know if it's showing. And then this one, we had a rain last night, so a lot of them fell over. The pink ones here, very pretty pink. The other ones, I think they're more blue at the back there. They're not out yet. And I'll swing you over here. It's dogwood. And my red hot pokers did really well this year. That's one plant. It's about 5 feet tall, that one tall one there. And I've got, take you out a little bit. This is kind of a newer area, so there's stuff just starting to spread. This is iris from last year. There's lots of no-see-ums out. You're probably seeing them on the daisies. Last of my Tail Lilies. Gotta do some trimming of the trees here. My clematis I transplanted in the spring is doing well. The flowers are small because it was transplanted, but next year it'll probably be over the trellis. This one grows crazy. I'll take you out a bit so you can see what's here. And we have sedums, more daisies. That's a little delphinium. It got eaten by rabbits, so that's why it's kind of pitiful looking. This is a beautiful hosta that doesn't mind the sun, and I'm really surprised it doesn't burn. But I love the color. I think it's called Jack Frost, but I'm not sure. So still doing a bunch of weeding. There's May daisies. So see how compact it is? Stands right up. More flowers. And that's bee balm, a miniature bee balm right there. Pretty color, bubblegum pink. And my more alliums. But see the bottom, they die off, the leaves. Now, I bought a new delphinium. You gotta look at this. This is a coral Daltonium. It's new this year. But look at the color. Isn't that amazing? I'm like really babying it. I'm hoping it grows well. Tons of buds on my daylilies. There's my beautiful red hot pokers. Looks pretty against the delphiniums in the back there. And I'll swing you over here. And this is kind of a shaded area here. It doesn't get a lot of sun. I have daisies and daylilies. I transplanted that right there is a yarrow. Seems to be doing all right. And this is another area for hostas. Some I have to move. Getting too much sun, like this one here. This is the white feather, it's called. It's getting burnt. Jade Falls. And this is my Tough Stuff Hydrangea I just got this year, and I love it. It's blue, beautiful blue, and the flowers are huge on it. Look at that, they're huge. So it's supposed to grow about 3 feet wide and tall. My David Austin rose. It's in bloom. Beautiful, beautiful rose. It smells absolutely gorgeous. Lots of buds. My these are phlox. They're going to be gorgeous this year. So I'll show you those when they're ready. I just have to show you this one clematis. It's perfect area to grow them, it seems, because the one I transplanted to the back because it was crowding out the rose. I might have to move my rose because this clematis is huge. So look at that. It's just gorgeous. And my poor little rose gets crowded out. That's Coral Dawn Rose. This thing is just it's growing like crazy. That's my other little rose. All my climbers died to the ground. So hopefully they get going again. So I just thought I would take you through and show you what was in bloom. I hope you were able to get out in your garden or visit a park. Take your sketchbook with you and do some sketching. And you'll just be in your own little world and get away from all the stresses of life. Have a fantastic day, everybody. See you next month.